Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and in this video we are going to be tackling question number 5 from the math test inside test 4 in your red book. So go ahead and read question number 5, pause the video. Once you've read the question, hit play. Awesome. So of course, right off the bat, it's about 1,000,000 lines long, and that's a pretty good indication that we are dealing with a word problem. So remember, when you see a word problem, we don't freak out. We jump into word problem strategy mode. So we're going to use our word problem strategy here. And as always, the first step of our word problem strategy, step 1, we ask ourselves, what am I trying to find? And if in this particular question, way at the end, as always, it tells you what you're trying to find. We are trying to find the volume of this cone. We're trying to find the volume of the cone. All right, let's move on to step 2 of our word problem strategy. What do we know? What does it give us that's going to help us find the volume of this cone? Well, it gives us basically everything we need. It tells us that the height of the cone is 28 inches. It tells us that the radius of the cone is 6 inches. They're kind enough to give us the volume, the formula for the volume of a cone. It's 1/3 pi r squared h. And they even tell us what to use for pi. They tell us that instead of just typing in pi on your calculator, go ahead and use 22/7 as pi. Instead of hitting pi on your calculator, type in 22/7. All right, now we move on to step 3 to solve the problem. And actually all we have to do to solve the problem is plug each of our values into our equation, and that'll give us the volume. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Oh, by the way, and as we're diving into this calculation, we are going to make sure we use our calculators here. So Code Cracker, of course, use your calculator. And you're going to see why in a second. So all we're going to do is we are going to start with our volume formula, which is the volume of a cube is 1/3 pi r squared, let's throw the pi in there, times h. And we're just going to plug in each of these values into our equation and solve. So we want the volume. We're solving for the volume, and that is equal to 1/3 times pi, which they tell us is 22/7. They want us to use 22/7, times r squared, and the radius here is 6 squared, times h, which is the height, which is 28. So this is our volume. We've plugged everything into our formula, 1/3 times 22/7 plus 6 squared plus 28. No reason to try to do this by hand or in your head. Make sure you just type this into your calculator here. And when you do, and you hit enter, on your calculator, it will display this number, 1,056. This means that the volume of our cone is 1,056 cubic inches, and that, my friends, is answer choice C.